At the far edge of London, beyond the last apartment blocks and empty industrial roads, there stands a hotel that should have been demolished years ago. But it never was. Not because anyone protected it, because nobody wanted to touch it. The building rises above the abandoned streets like a shadow frozen in time. Broken windows stare across the city, old signs hang loose in the wind, and every local knows the same rule: never go inside after dark. Daniel first heard about the hotel while filming abandoned places for his channel. Most stories sounded exaggerated. Missing people, lights in empty rooms, voices from upper floors where the structure had collapsed years earlier. Internet myths. At least, that's what he thought, until he arrived there himself. The hotel stood alone beneath a gray evening sky. 10 floors of cracked concrete and black windows, surrounded by rusted fences bent outward like something had forced its way through them long ago. "This place is perfect," Daniel whispered as he raised his camera. But the moment he stepped through the gate, something felt wrong. The city noise disappeared. No traffic, no distant sirens. Nothing. Only silence. Heavy silence. The front entrance stood slightly open. Not enough for comfort. Enough to invite. Daniel pushed the door carefully. It creaked louder than expected, echoing deep into the darkness inside. The lobby looked untouched by time and destroyed by it at the same moment. Dust covered the floor, yet some furniture remained perfectly arranged. A chandelier hung above the entrance, unmoving despite the cold wind outside. Then, ding. Daniel froze. The elevator indicator lit up. Floor 7. He stared at it. The power should not have worked. Slowly, the number changed. The elevator was moving. Toward him. "Nope," Daniel muttered, stepping back. The elevator stopped. The doors opened slowly. Empty. But the light inside flickered weakly, like it was still waiting for guests. Daniel laughed nervously. This has to be some emergency power system. Then he noticed something else. Fresh footprints. Wet footprints. Leading out of the elevator. Straight across the dusty floor. Toward the hallway. Daniel's smile faded. "Hello." No answer. Only silence. But the footprints continued deeper into the hotel. And before he realized why, he started following them. The hallway beyond the lobby stretched far longer than the building should allow. Doors lined both sides, some hanging open, others completely sealed by rust. Room numbers repeated strangely. 214 again. Daniel stopped walking. That's impossible. Then, a door clicked open by itself farther down the corridor. Room 214. Warm yellow light spilled into the hallway, and from inside came the sound of someone breathing. Daniel stood frozen in the corridor, staring at the open doorway of room 214. The warm light inside didn't belong there. Nothing in the hotel should have had electricity. Yet the room glowed softly, almost invitingly, against the darkness surrounding it. And the breathing continued. Slow, calm, human. Daniel tightened his grip on the camera. "This is staged," he whispered to himself. But even he no longer believed it. He stepped closer. The hallway felt colder with every step, while the air near the room became strangely warm. The contrast made his skin crawl. When he finally reached the doorway, he looked inside slowly. The room was clean, perfectly clean. No dust, no decay. The bed was neatly made. Lamps glowed beside it. A suitcase rested near the wall as if someone had just arrived. And sitting in the chair beside the window was a man. Still, facing away from him. Daniel's throat tightened. "Hey." The man didn't move. "Are you okay?" Silence. Daniel stepped into the room carefully. The breathing stopped instantly. The lamps flickered once, then stabilized again. The man slowly stood up. Too slowly. His movements felt delayed, unnatural, like someone remembering how to move rather than actually moving. Then he turned around. Daniel stumbled backward. The man looked exactly like him. Same face, same clothes, same camera hanging from his shoulder. "No," Daniel whispered. The other version tilted his head slightly. "You came back." Daniel shook his head violently. "I've never been here before." The copy smiled faintly. "That's what you said last time." The room darkened slightly. The wall seemed farther away now. Wrong somehow. Daniel backed toward the door. "What is this place?" The copy walked forward slowly. "This hotel keeps people." A pause. "Not their bodies." Daniel's heartbeat thundered in his chest. "What does that mean?" The copy stopped only inches away. "It keeps the versions that don't leave." The lights went out instantly. Darkness swallowed the room. Then, Daniel heard movement all around him. Not one person. Many. Breathing. Walking. Whispering. And from somewhere deeper inside the hotel, an elevator ding echoed again. The darkness inside room 214 felt alive. Daniel couldn't see anything, yet he could hear movement surrounding him from every direction. Slow footsteps. Breathing. Whispers too quiet to understand. Then, the lamps flickered back on. The room was empty. The other version of him was gone. Daniel ran into the hallway immediately. The corridor looked different now. Longer. The walls stretched unnaturally into darkness, and the room numbers no longer made sense. 214 again. No. The elevator ding echoed once more. Closer this time. The doors at the end of the hallway slid open slowly. Warm yellow light spilled out. And inside the elevator, people stood motionless. Dozens of them. All silent. All staring forward. Daniel's chest tightened. Some looked normal. Others looked wrong somehow, slightly delayed, almost unfinished. Then he noticed something worse. Several of them looked exactly like the same person repeated over and over. Different expressions. Different ages. Copies. The elevator began closing. Before the doors shut completely, every person inside turned toward him at the same moment. Daniel ran. The hallway behind him seemed endless now. Doors opened slowly as he passed them. Inside every room, someone was there. Watching. Some whispered his name. Others smiled faintly as if recognizing him. You returned. The words echoed from every direction. Daniel reached the lobby and nearly collapsed with relief. The entrance doors were visible ahead. Open. Rain outside. Freedom. He sprinted toward them. But halfway across the lobby, he stopped. Fresh, wet footprints crossed the dusty floor again. Only this time they were his. Leading from the entrance. Toward the elevator. Like he had already entered before. No. The elevator indicator lit up again. Then slowly descended. Daniel backed away in terror. This can't be happening. The elevator stopped. The doors opened. Inside stood another version of him. Tired. Older. Eyes hollow. The copy stepped forward slowly. You need to leave before it remembers you again. Daniel shook his head. What are you talking about? The copy looked toward the upper floors. Fear crossed his face for the first time. Once the hotel learns you completely, you stop leaving. The lights in the lobby flickered violently. The walls groaned softly, almost like breathing. Then, all the room numbers in the hotel changed at once. Every single one became. Silence filled the building. Heavy. Waiting. And somewhere above them, a door slowly opened.